We've done it. Okay.
Do you know that after a quintillion bazillion years, we'll finally be able to talk about Shudder, which we've never done before?
We've never talked about Shudder.
Finally.
Finally, we can talk about Shudder.
Get those important issues squared away. Okay, so now here's the thing I haven't figured out. I have it literally, not at the cutoff point. I have where the entire scene starts.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know if it's best to have just the whole scene in its entirety, or from the cutoff point. I feel like from the cutoff point it'll just be awkward.
Yeah, I feel like we should have like at least the rest of
The whole scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Oh,
whole
The
scene.
whole scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Probably.
I'm hearing echoing because of fucking Twitch. Okay.
The
There you
bread
go.
is here.
Okay.
Can you
Sweaty
believe it?
Dynamite has
They were
brought
just
the
about to
bread.
throw all this
Oh fuck, there we
away.
go.
What a waste.
So it is like, we're gonna talk about Shudder, let's go.
Let's go, boys.
So
Okay.
1 month since we talked about Shutter.
Yeah, only
we got Phantom, we got Lindo, fucking
only
everybody's
person,
here.
Only person we're missing is
just kinda
Jake,
weird.
but we're hoping that he's on his way.
We could talk a little bit before
Well,
you-
I was also gonna say, like, should we have it at just the normal playback speed, or if we should have it at 1.25? Because
how long was the scene
okay,
again?
so it
Yeah.
it starts at 2 hours and 25 minutes in, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's so far it's a little over half an hour.
We might wanna
I'm
speed it
scrolling
up a
through the
little
bar
bit.
as we speak. Okay, so it ends at around 3:20, so it's almost an hour.
We were stuck there for an hour?
Oh my god, I didn't
For an
realize.
hour? I thought it was half!
Well, I would look again. I'm telling you, like my tick right here is at 2:25. I'm pretty sure I'm sharing my screen. Am I? Yeah, good.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
And 2:25. This around this area is where Deco's like, and now we're gonna go to Yoma and Shudder. And I'm only judging by like the little thumbnail that it shows when you scroll through
Yeah.
the bar, and it
Yeah.
stops being just Yoma and Shudder around 3 minutes and 3 hours and 18 minutes.
A little
So,
bit less.
A little less than an hour. We got a wow. Who's following? Your second shadow is following. Thanks for the follow. You probably have no idea what's going on.
I know.
You're just like, let's
I was
finally talk about Shudder.
I thought there would be pigs in a blanket and Kool-Aid. And there's a suspicious lack of either of these.
I mean, you can get yourself some Kool-Aid. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
like right now.
we are doing a little bit of a buffer for Jake.
Yeah.
I don't have Kool-Aid. That's why I came here.
Oh.
I
Well.
do anime, I just changed. Oh, okay, alright. Yeah, that makes sense. Hello.
The bread is here.
Oh, okay.
Can you believe it? They were just about to
Thank
throw
you,
all
Han.
this away.
Giving Fomal a sub for his premium content.
Finally, I can eat bread again. The bread lines. The bread lines.
I can buy a single slice of white bread.
Oh man. Okay.
Finally, I can enjoy some good Alan and John.
That took me a second.
I've been saving that joke forever. I never thought I'd get to do it.
For someone to give you 2 pieces of white bread and be like, I can finally enjoy some Alan and John. Okay. Alright.
I do like how memeable Shudder has become that we've gotten to this point where we are all
It
here.
cascaded so bad.
Yeah, it so quickly
Yeah.
it cascaded.
It
I
became...
actually had someone tell me, they might be in chat, that they were actually talking to real people and making like a fucking hold let me finish. They were actually talking to real people, like in a like doing the whole Valley Girl voice, and they accidentally said, "Let's talk about Shudder."
Oh no.
Like it just slipped.
Was that Netic? Where's
I
Netic?
don't
Is
know, I
Netic
don't
in
think
here?
it's
We have to
Nedic.
make
No,
sure
it wasn't
Netic.
Nedic.
We have to make sure Netic's in here.
We bring Medic, but only for this.
Well, like he doesn't know. Well, she doesn't know like what happened either. So
Oh yeah, I have her in a blob bond because I was like, you don't get to know shit if I don't get to know shit. Or rather, she was like, I'm not gonna watch shit, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, so it's so Nedic doesn't want to miss this.
Yeah.
So I
Let's all just message Nedic right now and be like, we're going to beat you to death.
How did it come to this? I don't.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if there was precedent before Anthony and I joined.
It also well, the only one who cared about Shudder was me before you joined.
And then it was
Maybe
just-
maybe Phantom cared.
Because the way it all cascaded, right, is that we were all on a fucking late night call, like 2 or 3 hours after game.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was a day after game, I'm not quite sure. And at some point, I think Squeaky made the joke of it's this Valley Girl voice at night, let's talk about Shudder, and it just stuck. It stuck like bubblegum at the bottom of a shoe. It just... You can't get rid of it.
Just became natural.
And now everyone's about Shudder.
Someone give me
How
bits.
does it feel, Squeaky?
Someone give me bits. Oh, Pink can't
Oh.
stay long. Take these. Oh, thank you, Crazy Fox.
Aww.
I'm so not used to people giving me bits. I cared about Shudder. I just cared about the immense threat he posed. Yeah, if people cared about Shudder, it was out of fear.
People were concerned about
Because
Shudder.
it was that thing of like Yome's playing with fire.
Yeah, because even when you first did that, you were like, well, I'm going to now die.
Oh yeah, I was like, Yome might be done after it. Like I was like, every time she went into an encounter, I was like, Yome might be done.
It's like, when is Seiko going to be done with this? When is he gonna be like, aight, this has been fun? Yome has been fun, but now I have to pull the plug.
Just like instant, like just yeet,
Yoink.
yeet.
Ooh.
Hey, Jake.
Jake? Oh my god, Jake! Oh my god, Jake! Oh my god, Jake!
You guys did.
I didn't want you to miss this.
Yeah.
I know it's like, I know I've also been saying that it's like, it's not hype, but I'm also just like, please, I want people to know. I need
I
people
want
to
you
You're
all
like,
Where's,
to
it's
know
not
the
hype.
truth.
where's
And
Will?
then Diko's like, stop overhyping it, and it's like,
I'm
oh,
not.
next time I'll just kick myself for an hour, Diko. It's
Where's Will?
Where's Will?
Get Will in here.
Will, you little bitch. Get in the RP call. We're going
We're
Going-
to talk about Shudder.
to talk about Shudder. And then we'll see if he answers.
And send.
I'll put this in the stream chat. This is
I-
with all the hype around it.
I know that Will did tell me a while back that he already knew because he spoiled
Yeah.
himself, so
Yep.
it's genuinely okay. But if he wants to be here for the lulz, then he is definitely welcome.
Yeah.
He can be an XD. He can be an XD. It's Will. Will
He can
can
be-
enjoy himself.
This just in. Will confirm for XT Gale of Darkness too.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
We never find what happened, but you know,
Yeah, this also lets
we're
like
getting
other
Dark off.
this also lets other people kind of like schmoozy their way in.
Yes.
That also reminds me one more time. Do we want to watch this at regular speed at 0.25 because it is about an hour?
It's about an hour. And I want to like.
Spend a complete hour separated from the rest of us.
Wait, that whole thing took an hour? Jesus.
it was
Yeah, that's what I
it was
said.
about an hour.
We were harassing
It-
each other alone
it
like
started-
bees for an hour.
It started at around 2 hours and 25 minutes in, and it ends at around 3 hours and
well.
18 minutes in. So it was just like 6 or 7 minutes shy of a full hour.
God damn.
Nedic is in the chat, boys.
Nedic! Yes.
All right.
We haven't started Nedic. We wanted to make sure you were here. We wanted to give Jake a little bit of time to get in here. It's good. So
And
regular
oh,
speed 1.25. Will
Yeah.
1.25.
1.25. Yeah, 1.25.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. That's still legible. Me and Deco speak slowly. So
I know.
okay, so we're gonna do this. just for fun, I can't turn on captions. It doesn't let me. We don't have automatic captions. That's...
The video was too long. He was like, "No, we're not doing this."
Alrighty. Actually, before I play this and then we start like skipping into it, I'm just gonna play a random video to make sure that you guys can hear everything possible. Possibly. Let me find a random video on the trending page. Let me just look up puppies. I don't want to watch
Something that can't get copyright struck. Something that can't get copyright struck.
Okay. Can you guys hear puppies?
Very good.
Can you guys hear
Well,
it?
technically a piano, but
I
still.
hear the piano stream volume. I can hear it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody can hear. Everybody in the audience, everybody here.
Puppies.
Can't hear the puppies.
You want in on this too? You don't even know what's going on.
No, fine.
Okay, good. Okay, now that we've settled that. Okay. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go.
As he returns, we will go to Yome and Shutter. Hello.
Everybody still good
We're
here?
probably going to
Still
speed through
here,
the rest
yep.
of the night
Okay,
after
good.
this so that we can get to the next.
Still
yeah,
good.
we're gonna end up talking over the first
And you
part
guys let
because
Martin
we know
in,
this.
tonight as well.
Yeah.
But,
It's fine if we talk
going
over the
to
first part a little bit.
Yome.
This is mainly just so we have the
You
full
eventually
context
walk,
of the scene.
Shutter back to the back to his daycare area. He doesn't speak a lot on his way back. However, he does react. He does like respond to you whenever you say things. He does make noise. He's not being completely abrasive. But by the time you make it back there, he seems to step inside and just kind of as you're about to kind of follow him inside the daycare, you see him kind of turn in the doorway. He kind of puts his hand on the side of the door and just kind of stays in between you and the inside of the room. Well, I made it.
Right. I guess I'm not allowed in anymore.
What's wrong? Were you expecting to come in?
No, not exactly. I didn't think you'd try to block my way, though.
I just wanted to see what you would do if I did.
I mean, you're allowed to shut people out, especially if it's not going to be used as a daycare anymore.
You see, he kind of like gives a bit of a frown at
He's
that, but then
gonna
just kind of tries
shut
to
her
smile
out.
over again. He moves his hand from the doorway and just kind of steps in. I'm sure it will take no time at all for things to step back up, especially whenever I move my way out of here. He steps in.
Move your way?
This place is less my place and more the kids' place. I'll be moving my server probably soon, maybe making it back into Kane's network.
Oh, I see.
If I'm not here, then people can use it for other things, and I can keep the security here while I'm gone. It's obviously shown that even if I were to put my best security here, people can get through it, as we've seen.
But not by any normal means.
Well, unfortunately, normal means aren't what we're trying to protect against. If there's an abnormal mean and it's already happened, then that abnormal mean might happen again.
But
I need to
always
do
found a
better.
way yeah, you've always found a way to adapt. Or is it because they don't want to give you the chance to adapt?
He gives a bit of a smile again, just kind of like looking back at you. I got
Hey, Shutter.
an interesting order the other day.
Hey, look, it's Shutter. That guy we're talking about.
Hey guys, it's Shutter.
Okay.
It's just like in those fucking sitcom shows when somebody walks in the door, everyone starts cheering. Yeah! But it's just me and FOMO.
I want you to tell me.
Fomal and I.
Yeah.
You too? Well, that's
No.
good.
Not this one.
God damn it.
Another one for the cause.
I was told that I'm to stay in line. Before, whenever I was making security here, I was allowed to do everything I wanted, no matter what kind of cost associated, or no matter if it was something I was allowed to do. For example, my cameras were everywhere. You may think that that means I had them in every room.
No.
I had them everywhere. Surveillance on that level is frowned upon. But it was something that Kane allowed me to do. And it was something I felt was good. If I could see everything, then I could stop anything from happening. And it's not like Kane had the information. What's the problem with me having the information?
Why
But
can't I have it?
I want the
You know
info.
what made this
Give it to
decision?
me.
Why can't I know everything?
now I'm no longer allowed to do that.
Image of Patrick crossing his arms.
Both the people
I'll
who
keep
fired
everyone
and
safe,
Kane
especially if
told
I
me
can
to
watch where they pee.
What if they slip and then on their
Debating
pee-pee
whether or not
juice?
I'm going
That'd
to.
be bad.
Ugh.
Whether or not you're going to listen to that?
Exactly.
That is right. You did say that if you don't want to do something, you just won't do it. So if you don't want to listen,
Big
then you
Shutter
won't.
is always watching.
That's
It
so
just
pretty
sounds like
funny.
it might cause a big pain, is all.
Potentially.
You were afraid of the government watching. No, it's just Shutter.
Why is it a problem now?
I'm scared of
Government surveillance,
Now,
but
if
it's
you
just
get
Shutter
quarantined,
chilling.
He sits down. As he sits like on the very side of this glass-like area here, you can see that he is somewhat touching the water that's there.
Right.
Now if I step up, then I can get knocked down. Not only that, no matter what I do now, it may actually cause problems for Kane. Before, he didn't care, but now he already has a straining relationship with Donovan. And even Brad to an extent. And I don't really care too much about it, but if I can avoid it, I would like to.
I don't care, but also I care a little bit.
I care a little bit as a treat.
I kept a couple of my cameras active. I don't really know why I'm telling you, but
You said you'd trust me the most, right?
I'm just seeing that it can help.
Subway.
Oh
eat
yeah, yeah,
the-
yeah. I said I'd do him a solid.
Get her in.
He's
There you go.
there.
which
You
part
are.
don't you understand?
A lot. I'm
Hello.
sorry.
Welcome to
I
hell.
had thought things were one way, and then it turned out it was the complete
I'm letting you in
opposite.
here as a
Misunderstood so
treat.
badly. And that
Appreciate it.
probably upset you.
For a brief period, you've ascended.
Upset is a
Hurrah,
Strong.
hurrah.
Slightly bothered?
You can only really be upset if you have expectations.
Subway, eat crush.
Guillaume, he expects nothing
I'm
of you.
not sure what kind of expectations I did have, but I could say that I was a little bit upset.
My expectations were low, and somehow you still managed to break them.
Sorry.
Savannah's just like this guy. Am I right?
I also think you're wrong.
He raises an eyebrow.
So to ask, is there a separate
When
thing
you
you guys
talked
are
about
watching
Navi,
this on? 'Cause
How she makes you feel like
Hmm?
you're not real. How you keep your secrets because it feels like you have
I'm screen
some
sharing if
sort
it
of
helps.
grip on that.
Why is Blake presenting cross Shutter's crotch?
And maybe even
Oh,
more
so-
understanding.
This dick,
Not
am
even-
I right?
I feel there's so much more.
Even Shutter's presenting Shutter's crotch.
You're not wrong.
The convenient, the timing of some of the pictures
So much
is
more
great.
to it.
Yeah.
But
Are you guys?
I
What time are
like
you
it.
guys on the video? I'm just gonna have to pull it up myself, I think, because
Is
I
it-
can't
Look
join
in
your
the-
your screen.
Oh. Mm.
Yeah, since I'm not allowed.
Oh. Hmm.
Are you upset?
No,
One
it's
second.
just-
Bothered?
Okay, a little upset. Cross his arms. I also find it very contradictory.
Okay.
When you trust someone,
One
means you-
second.
feel you can tell them anything. But you say you trust me and you won't give me any secrets. I mean,
I
they're your
think I've
right
given you
to
plenty of secrets.
Of course, and they're your right to tell me, but you said that it's
There we go,
because you
try
trust me
that.
that you don't want to tell me. So are
I've
you scared
given
I'll
you
react in
another
a certain
treat.
way? Or
The treats keep coming. Smoke, man!
it just
Try
confuses me a
what
lot.
exactly?
Try going it again.
Oh no, I mean I literally can't see your stream at
A
all.
limit.
Oh,
I
you
can't see the screen sharing.
Oh.
I think it's because I'm not allowed in the chat.
No, but that's the thing. I guess I just
Do you
gave you
think I have a
permission, so
limit?
try again.
Oh, I still don't have permission.
Oh, you
What
still
do you mean
don't?
by a limit?
No.
They're just
There's some
Oh,
things I
oh,
don't
oh,
want to tell anyone.
oh.
I trust you the most,
There we go. Try now.
and because of that,
Oh, there it is.
before that, you know
Woo!
why
I forgot the
trust you
checkbook.
most, Yome.
No, because when I asked what you thought about
Right,
it,
I'm
you
in
wouldn't
now.
say.
People in the fucking chat are
That's a
already
different
like
question.
discussing the Navi drinking game.
I think just the
Relatable.
Summoner's Network RP drinking game.
I trust you the most because you've shown
If it
that
sees, it seems, and with that being
the
said,
only way to get information out of you.
What did Geek ever do to all of you?
yeah. Seems to be one
The
sip.
only
With that
times
being
you've
said,
ever
one
revealed
shot,
any
nat 1 or
information
nat
about me
20,
was
one
whenever
shot.
it was
Net
affecting you as
Navi.
much
Net
as it
Navi,
did.
there's only one rule.
And then
Every
added
time we
to the
recap,
blame.
take one shot.
Every time I recap
He seems
derails,
to
take
think
a
I wouldn't
shot.
notice, but I did.
No, we. Every
I don't
single
wanna-
time a recap is done.
He must have been desperate to go for diagnostics. But I was watching
I'd say
the
you're
entire
trying to
time.
kill people, but seeing how every episode
I
is
wanted
4
to stop
hours.
him. He seems so proud
Yeah,
of
we'll
it.
have time to recoup.
Finally getting one over on me.
Oh yeah, that's one where
I
he's
still
like,
love
oh,
how yeah.
Alan, Alan really thought he kind of one-upped me, huh? I let him.
I let him. I thought it was
You
cute.
show me
Isn't
that
it cute?
The only way to get my
Seems
secrets out of you
Din wants to be
was
destroyed.
to have to
Hey,
have
we got a
to
blue in the chat.
Rely on something like that. So that's why I trust
You know how Trump bragged about
Hello.
the testing?
You're not going to say anything. I can tell you things like I had the entirety of Scilabs under surveillance and you don't bat an eye.
Even Shutter is just so like,
It's kind of
I
like
have
this sound.
everyone under surveillance, Yummy. I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what's the problem?
Even Shutter is like, oh my god.
Single inch of Scilabs, Yome. The president's room. The vice president's
We haven't
room.
even gotten to like the
The
cut
electrical
content
rooms.
yet. This was already coming out.
Cameras staring at all of the keypad entries.
I mean,
All of the security
does this
measures I shut
surprise
down
anyone
by
though?
All the passwords.
No, not really. Even if
The
like
locker
if
rooms.
Cross ever found this out, she'd be like, "Oh, okay.
Even
I understand.
Arpanet.
Shutter has a
All of
privacy
their
problem."
projects.
It was the first
Vader.
thing I assumed about it.
I would say Vader wouldn't be surprised.
It's that thing of
Oh,
Yomi's
yeah,
already
yeah,
also
that's
said
an
it a couple
idiot.
times too. Like Shutter has cameras everywhere.
Sorry, that's more of a game for me than you.
Hey, Mephisto
Yeah, like,
was at Cross.
honestly, it should just be assumed that Shutter can see you.
You're just figuring out how you
Always.
tampered with it. The one in the park. It was enough to tell me that you go through any lengths to get the information you want, even if it's just to have it.
And it made this place safer.
I don't doubt that.
If any
Cross refuses to
works
represent
were going
Crotch.
strangely, I would fix them before any problems occurred. If Melon was wandering into a wrong area, I could steer her in a different place.
I don't
so
know
that
if
she
he
didn't
already
mess
said
with
he knew
anything.
about Project Homunculus.
If someone in electrical
Yeah.
accidentally typed
Yeah.
in
He's
the
looking
wrong
at it right
key on
now.
the keypad,
Does
I
that
would
again?
cross-ref- I would
Not
cross-reference their
surprising.
face. I would see that they were allowed there. and I
Oh
would
yeah,
just
that's
tell them
supposed.
to go in
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to know about
be
that.
uninterrupted.
Haha. But I do.
XD.
Tigo.
All the people who brought their kids in,
Hello.
they could know that they
I'm
were
on
safe,
Hey.
because nothing ever happened here
I
until
got the special
that
permission.
one day.
He made the blood pact with FOMO. He has to be here.
And because
Sheesh.
of that one
True.
day,
Thank
I've been
you.
told that I can't have this access anymore. But then I think about it. Can they really stop me? If I
No.
wasn't Kane's Navi, I could just be a program here. And what are they gonna do? Try to isolate me? I'd see them coming before they'd even do anything. If I really wanted to, I could take over Scilabs.
You may have had it for a benevolent reason, but why did you even want it in the first place?
Oh yeah, Tristan was moving plates.
He just kind of
Great.
looks over at you. He stands up.
Back like, "Oh, sorry, I'm cleaning out the fucking kids' room."
Control.
Took a while for Paradox to get here.
Fucking kids eating the watercolors.
I may not have basic intelligence, but I'm not entirely stupid.
Keep saying they want to be art majors. Boy, are they
And I
fucked.
like that I don't have it, because I can learn on my own.
Thank God for non-toxic.
So I was able to maybe properly understand. I know it's probably small. And
See, Jason
Well, it's not
Katz gets
entirely
it.
a
Shutter
good
is
thing to want
great.
absolute control.
Exactly.
You're just reading the comments.
I'm reading the comments while I
We
read the
haven't
chat.
even
While I'm...
got into the actual
You couldn't
thing.
even control what you look like.
Even though the art looks the way it does, at least I've changed my hair now. Anyway, the other art shows it better.
The other art shows how not Alan I am.
I'm not Alan anymore, Mom.
I'm my own Helen now.
I'm Helen, but backwards.
There's a part of me.
Nala from the Night King.
What?
Wonders what
Nala
I'll do
now,
when
fuck off. My persona is actually a lion.
I wonder too. But even after you've told me all of this, I don't hate you. I don't pity you or look down on you. I still look forward to our date. I even want to mix records with you at some point.
I look forward to her
Let's
date.
man,
I
we're
wanna
trying to
fuck.
look at Shutter.
What the fuck?
I even want to ask you a small favor. After everything
It's
that
like I
happened.
keep literally every tab on everything that's ever existed, and you're not even surprised. Yeah, I also want to fuck. What's the problem?
How can I refuse without knowing what it is?
Well, first off, I was gonna ask you not bring me a vanity.
Not bring you one?
Don't bring me one.
One sip whenever DM says
come in.
anyway, just kidding, or burst into laughter.
This is my copy bot after all.
Fair. I'll be using this one.
Dan, you're asking us to kill
It's the only
people.
one that carries these.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Then Nico laughing is the best part every single time.
Yes.
You might not.
It's like
you
a
don't want
child's
me on
laughter.
the
Even Fox Yome wants Shutter. Look at the way she's caressing Shutter.
Touch
You
fluffy
can hack
tail.
into absolutely everything, right?
This is not
There
the
are some
time for
limits,
touch
but
puppet tails.
What are your
That's not
limits?
Sekibaku.
3 times a day, there has to be some way to hack into it as well. Some sort of a port. Or it has to be connected to the net. Well, the main net, not any private networks. As long
Hey,
as
look, it's FOMO.
one of those is correct, then
I'm already
Yep.
here, you asshole.
This
No,
guy.
look.
Stop talking to past me.
This guy,
I'm
am I
here.
right?
I think we've seen that I can.
Just FOMO. Don't worry, you're trapped in the past. We'll get you out.
He looks at you. If it interested me.
I want the I want the restrictions removed. We can't get a defender. And these won't be able to protect Alan if he gets in danger again.
You see
Wait.
him kind of like look away.
I can't protect anybody.
Yes,
in this.
Nedic. We're still not at the part yet, so.
I know we are. Something occurred to me. Aren't you able to hurt people in the normal copy bots
No.
now with the trick that
Nope.
the dad taught you?
That's not a
The trick-
guarantee.
Yeah.
That's a loophole.
Whenever
Oh,
it
that's
happens,
right.
it can still trigger the failsafe. Like if we see blood come out of the person because we hit them too hard,
You know how much
no,
you'll get in.
we can't keep saying they're a
I'll
robot.
take the blame for all of it. I'll say that I did it. You could even
You have to
your
actually
Robots
have like
believe.
multiple
And in
liability.
this case, Yome wasn't told about the loophole yet.
You're
Only Cross knew at the time.
Yeah, we got like later on. And everyone was like, man, I sure love that loophole that we'll use.
Mm-hmm. Loophole.
you still have basic intelligence, but you don't understand how different you are.
Well, the loophole was before this, but either way.
Yeah. Well, no,
Like, it
only
doesn't-
Only Cross knew. Martin only told Cross.
Yeah, no, I know originally,
You
but I
also
don't
are.
remember her waiting that long to tell people.
About
No, she didn't tell them
No.
immediately.
you brought it up.
Yeah.
I get the same feeling when I'm talking to you.
Oh yeah, this is the part where Shutter verbally beats Yama to death.
You don't act like you should. You don't seem like a program.
A good full body shot, by the way, Deco, with the
Caliber.
caliber.
Code.
Yee.
Same.
Oh, even he's presenting
Very
Shutter's
basic
crotch.
program,
His arm's gone, though.
and I know what makes you up.
I
What do you
fixed
think
that
it
later.
went?
I fixed that.
Yet, you still act.
I can't talk
Quick,
for a
man.
lot because people are moving stuff, so.
Okay, no fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. Don't worry.
So you were the source of the blades.
Quake man, is everything okay?
The only reason I'm here is because I couldn't hear the actual audio over
Mhm.
you guys.
Oops.
You do
Put
the
your
same
hand
thing.
down.
I look at you.
But that's the
realize
point of a reaction.
Just how
Go watch the original.
fake everything is.
Wait, why do you need to hear it? You were there for it.
There's a difference between me DMing it and hearing it myself.
It is.
Possible.
I've never thought
For Dika, that
Listen to
was
my
all
listen to my sexy dulcet tones. Great.
You're slightly
Brother,
accelerated.
temporary. Quick man is forever.
it was only a favor.
Oh, I have Deco at 200%. That explains that.
As
Having
you should.
blasting.
This
You
group
listen to
fucks
Dika
around
of
with my
anything else.
volume.
This world is imperfect.
Don't know what it is about me that's so different.
Yome.
God, I need to get the fucking.
Is that your player character, Yome?
He brings one of his cords up. As he does, it kind of spirals
we getting
around
there?
his finger a little bit. As
Oh,
if
we're
he's
getting,
still
yeah.
thinking.
Oh, I'm excited.
You see him bring his hand up
Here
and
we
kind of
go.
scratch at his cheek a bit as he's obviously showing that deepened
Here
thought
we
kind
go.
of thing. I need to tell you something. But I won't. Unless... He motions to the port.
Took us 25 minutes to get to this.
Listen, he's just Alan from the future. That's the twist.
Fuck,
came here
you
to
already
tell
know.
something. I came here to tell you something. Whoop.
Turns out I broke the blood pack.
Do you believe in me, Shudder?
Oh, now we're here. All right.
And they went to the quiet
You
room.
believe in me? He puts his
Han
hand
and
out
all his
towards your hand.
sweaty snowmen.
I did before.
Does Han have sweaty snowmen?
Still do.
Because he's like, oh god, no, please.
Oh, the
After
emote.
what you
Yeah,
just
the
said,
emote.
it's really scary now that I think about it, but it would be an affront to you if I didn't prove you wrong.
Your mistake.
Mm.
He grabs your hand, and as he does, the cord goes into your palm again. Squeaky.
Yeah?
We're gonna go into help chat.
Help chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, see you guys later.
Oh
Oh
boy.
man, this is a one-on-one.
I love
And
the
then we all
reaction
got
to
fucking
this.
moved like that.
Tumbling down, tumbling down.
I wish
The
we had
last thing we
audio.
heard from Squeaky.
This is
To this day,
something
she's been
that I did
replaced
not
by an
know
evil
was gonna
robot
come out.
clone.
But it is something that the others shouldn't know until Yome tells them.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
She
Not
can
only do
decide
I
to tell.
sink this ship.
She can decide to tell them whenever, and honestly, they can just go back and watch the video, whatever.
They
but
just have to pretend they don't know anything.
they just have to pretend.
By the way,
stabs
keep pretending you don't know in game.
He stabs the port into you. He does
It's
Oh
okay.
shit,
You
since
feel
when do we use our out-of-game knowledge?
all throughout your body.
I'll kill you.
You feel as if your cyber body is even somewhat drained as he does this.
Feel chills?
You can tell. You can tell that he seems to rewrite something. This is far different than what he did the first time.
This time it's personal.
As this happens, you feel weak to the knees, and he kind of lowers you down.
We're in the new content now. Let's
After
go.
about 30 seconds, he undoes the port and helps you back up to your feet. Your restrictions are gone.
You actually did it?
Most of them. I kept the ones in there that are a little dangerous. But as far as defending people, you should be fine. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to stop the notifications. If you do it, people will still know. You only get so many chances. But
So make it
it
count,
shouldn't
bitch.
stop you, at least.
If we're gonna kill someone,
Again, I'll
Choose well.
choose
Do
well.
it fast.
Choose wisely.
No, mate.
You only get one.
Just start
I can see
spamming
everything.
notifications while you're
Fine.
choking out someone.
Or at least I could. not be able to say anything. But, obviously, simple hacking that I know that you're capable of after seeing your upgrades now. You could easily bypass what I'm about to say.
Even if I did, it's your secret, right? The only way they'll get them is by taking them from
If
me.
I could see everything, how did they get in here?
Did you let them in?
A smile goes across his face.
Why
Oh.
did you let them in? Are you working with them? Or were you?
What's going through your head? Tell me.
I didn't want to put those two things together.
Because of me, your master got almost framed for everything. So did my own. You almost got deleted. So did your friends. Your home was broken into. I could see everything, Yome. And not a single person ever asked me. Not a single person asked me how they did it. How were they able to overtake the security that I had basically full control over? Not you. Not your virus fighting friend.
That one.
Not the people in charge of Scilabs. Not Alan. Not the police.
It never occurred to anybody.
Not even the people
to
who I was
ask.
working for.
I feel like it should have occurred to someone.
It didn't.
Damn, we all dumb as hell. Police especially. Like, that's just like basic procedure. Which makes me think the police are in a fucking accident.
Look in the security system. Nope. Look clear here, folks.
It wasn't as predictable as that.
You watched and let everything happen. Almost complicit to it. Is that what you're saying?
That first night you were here, they were already here. He motions around to the room as he sits down. We talked in this room. And the one who hacked me was in the other room. I didn't know what they were doing. Because I was distracted.
See.
This isn't
Turns
good.
out, you can't really trust people who want to overtake the entirety of a government building, can you?
You know, this makes sense.
Trust is a strong word. I don't trust anyone.
Crawling in my
Looks down.
God, no bitch.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But those people have now deleted me twice. Those people have now ruined any sort of trust I had in them. Twice. They even sent their little lackey, and they almost completely overwrit my programming. If it wasn't for you. You and the others stopped them from taking me over this weekend.
Listen,
I knew
Shutter,
from the
all I
beginning,
did was convince you to
Alan
kill
was
yourself.
The only target they had. Why send some girl fresh out of high school to
I mean,
kill
if we
some
all
high
party
schooler?
wiped, though.
They want the program back.
The program?
My hacking program.
Yours? The one that let you hack my copybot just now?
He nods.
Huh.
I just thought it was a really expensive program.
It is. But that doesn't make it available. I don't know why, but I've been itching to say these things out loud. At first I thought it was guilt, but then I wondered if I could even feel that.
You've felt other things before. Things you didn't think you could.
Luckily, they sent somebody who didn't know what she was doing. He motions over toward the server room. If they had known what they were doing, they wouldn't have just taken my image data.
So they didn't fake the program?
They tried.
So then you're still the only one that has it.
To my knowledge.
Probably.
Then how did you get it?
Wow, so not only are the police incompetent, so are World 3. Good to know.
Watching.
Well, it's not fair if one side isn't incompetent and the other side is. I'm kidding.
Right, I just need to go fucking drink myself into a coma to even the odds.
How could you say they're incompetent? It's called the hacking program. .bat.
Literally every side is incompetent.
The hacksaw. .bat.
Cross his arms again.
Now what?
What do you mean now what?
What are you going to do?
Well, it's not like I can tell anyone. And if
You
Alan's
can easily
diagnosed...
tell someone. Again, I saw your programming.
That doesn't mean I want to. People already see you negatively as it is.
Yeah, and those people are reasonable, yo.
I don't like that.
Listen, Yome
Remember
just sees
whenever
the
I
truth,
told you
man.
that I'm the wrong Navi for Kane?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the other bomb. The other bomb.
He closes his eyes. You can tell that this is probably the one that he didn't really want to tell you. I meant that literally. I wasn't always Shudder.
And what were you before then?
I don't really know anymore. But if it wasn't for the fact that I was planted here, Kane would have had a Navi that could have helped him through his life. I'm legitimately the cause of all of that torment, to both my and your operator.
But it's not like you want it to be.
I feel like Abel played a larger part than Shudder, to be honest.
Shudder already questions his existence. Of course, he's gonna blame himself for everything too.
A normal Navi
Listen here, you.
Well,
I
listen,
hope
he
we
is
get to punch April in the face.
Or would have listened to him whenever he was talking, whenever he was saying things that were on his mind. A normal Navi would have contacted teachers whenever he was acting out of line, or contacted his father whenever he was doing something that he shouldn't have. But as long as Kane let me do what I want, I was fine letting him do what he wanted. They planted me here.
That one comment.
People see him negatively because he does bad things,
It was
Yome, like
expensive,
this.
obviously. I mean, look. He just kind of like motions over himself.
Look at me, I look like somebody else.
He was expensive, obviously, but basically was completely worthless as far as its functionality. But I wasn't exactly sure what I was here for. I was just to make sure there was a back door in case they came in here. They used it one day, and that's about all I know. They treated me like, well, a program. Whenever they needed it, they got in, they snatched up the pillar program, they nearly destroyed the entirety of Scilabs. They nearly destroyed this place. He motions to the area around. This place that me and those kids made.
World 3, you mean, right?
Why didn't they just put a bomb in him?
Because then they lose the hacking program.
He's not a large enough data being.
That too.
Oh, that would explain that. Sorry.
The one you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the back door. The one
That's
that
how we
Watt
got
doesn't know about. I erased the data from all of the Navis in the area. I'm the only one that knows the passwords. I'm the only one that knows where it goes. It leads to a private network. I'm not sure how much use it has anymore. I would not advise going into it. From what I can tell, there are powerful viruses in it. If you plan on going in, I'd say going in whenever you have a little bit more power behind you. There's no way I could survive in there.
Can I at least tell them that? That's just how they got in?
Knock yourself out. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Like I said, it's not like I can stop you. I'm honestly surprised you're still in here.
Looks around.
Of course, one reason you could still be here is to keep getting more information. I mean, I'm basically spouting it out like some sort of machine.
Have I hit hard enough that he doesn't like the fact that he's an AI yet?
Oh my god, Shutter, turn down the fucking pity party.
No, I think you could drive it home a little bit more.
Good, because he's still alive.
Hard to get attached whenever you know that you're basically causing the destruction of this place.
My name's Uncle Shutter, no relation.
Now it didn't happen. You're not tied to that anymore. You can do not what you would have.
I'm not allowed anymore. I can't even seal up that back door. And if I tell them that I know about it, they're just going to delete me. If there's anything that I should tell them, it's that the back door's still there. But if I were to say that to anyone, even Kane, I'm sure that he would let them know, and then they'll start asking questions. Like, how would I know? And instead of waiting for an answer, my data will be quarantined. They'll find out exactly what they want.
God,
they'll find out
things are
that
just
I'm
so
not
unfair. Shutter's like, if I do anything, I'm gonna fucking die. Meanwhile, Flick, I got a house. I got a fucking house.
Pictures of me. And I got to fuck.
Maybe they'll put me in a hard disk somewhere.
That's true. Shutter has to fuck you.
Then I'll find a way to lead them.
Shutter. Maybe they'll just put me in a fucking USB somewhere and throw me away.
Connect the dots. We already have some of the dots. Like, we already have some of the dots that would lead us to some sort of conclusion about that area. I don't have to act like I know the information. I can just pretend to connect the dots.
This is fantastic.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You don't think like you're supposed to.
I don't know what that means. Doesn't one just think how they think?
He smirks at that.
See Yome, episode 10 and before.
And I just feel. And I just want.
It's too bad we don't have the budget for when Yomi says, I don't know what you mean, for sure to go, fine then, I'll sing about it. And then a musical montage.
Like me, who's got it added into them later.
I want a musical Shutter montage now.
The AI?
He shrugs. Either way. That's it. That's all I got.
Am I supposed to leave now? She points at the door.
No, but you asked me about my secrets. I don't have any other ones. Beep. There was a door honking, or there was a honking. Outside.
I was about to say.
I thought Shutter literally
beep.
went beep.
So did I.
Beep. Beep beep. I am a machine.
Just really driving it home there.
And I still want our date.
Please don't say
You
beep,
promise.
it's demeaning.
We even got matching outfits.
Puffs cheeks.
You're absolutely insane.
It doesn't.
I'll see you Thursday.
Prefer differently rational. Thank you.
If I'm
Yeah.
still around.
I'm not gonna order you, but you should stop talking like that. Or at least try.
You do get rather flustered, don't you?
Mm.
If you don't want to leave, you can hang out here for a bit, I guess. You still have to do that other thing you're planning on doing, right?
Mixing records?
No,
You don't want to do that?
that's not what I meant.
Oh no, Shutter got flustered. He showed an emotion.
I'm feeling
That's
an
not
emotion.
real.
It was really strange how all of a sudden Alan decided to come back here to Scilabs after he was just here last week.
Oh, that!
You're all here for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're planning on doing, but I'm guessing that you can at least hang out here until then.
We could.
Okay,
and
Yomace,
if we
now
were
is
going
your
to hang
chance
out
to
and relax
invite him
with
to the
each
boat
other.
trip.
I mean, I could.
She didn't
send
know
him a
about it yet.
Yeah, you can always leave me for Alan if you want.
Damn.
No, I mean, if I send him a message, it means I can stay here a little bit longer. I do like it here. And Alan deserves his privacy once in a while. I can't cling to him all the time. Besides, we're friends, right? We could even mix records while we hang out. And then, if anything ever does happen to you, because you decide to act, carelessly like you like to so much, then I still have a piece of you with me.
This is fantastic.
It would really suck for Yoma if she mixed records later, not knowing.
We'll see how things go on Thursday.
What are we supposed to do about our child, Shutter?
I'm gonna ping Alan and say I'll be back in about 10 to 15
You
minutes.
can't just run off like this, Shutter. You have responsibilities
Hey
now.
guys, what's up?
Just a mental
What's up?
virus.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't just leave me there.
No, I don't think we can worry about it.
We were trying to route Paradox's nipples for good luck, but he wouldn't do it.
So you go ahead and ping Alan.
What?
Let him know that,
I didn't
he'll
remember
be
about
here in
this.
a bit to let whenever they go to let Martin in. And you guys hang out in the daycare area for a little bit.
I got confused there, and I actually looked to our chat.
After 10 to 15 minutes, she leaves Shutter, but she gives him a hug.
Duh.
She gives him a single hug because he was like, "This is gonna be the last time we're gonna talk. You're gonna fucking hate me. You're not gonna be my friend. You're just gonna be like, bye, Shutter."
Did you guys spend like 15 minutes to get a hug?
I really hug.
Took you 15 minutes to get to a hug.
You're still leaving, so I don't know if you proved him
Can't
wrong.
stay here all night, Deco. He still has an Alan.
You certainly can, but
He has an Alan to pay attention to and make uncomfortable. You see, with her advances.
You guys basically go through several.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there. So, because yeah, there you go. I told you it wasn't that hype.
But it was
I
funny.
had to be the one to tell them it wasn't that hype.
I've told them
it wasn't that hype.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm with FOMO
What I
here.
expected out of this.
I've told them it wasn't that hype, Deco. I swear I did.
You made a stream just for reactions.
Because I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah,
was
I
fun.
was just staying quiet because I was trying to understand what the fuck was going on.
I'll murder all of you tonight.
Just
Good.
trying to get you
Do
to
it.
Shutter.
Wait, are you really gonna murder FOMO because they got hyped over something you think is less
No,
qualified?
I'm gonna murder Vader because they got hyped and you questioned me.
Okay.
I'm lucky that
I'll
I'm
finally get to see
outside
Buck
of this.
again.
I'm gonna get murdered regardless.
I finally get to see Buck again.
I was just staying there being like, I could react now, but I don't think I should. Because every time I thought about reacting, another fucking thing came out of his fucking trap
Weird
mouth.
though,
Okay, well, how do you
Be
feel?
honest.
that Shutter's color scheme is green when he's obviously the
Okay.
Red Scare incarnate.
I was gonna say, I was like, of course Shutter's green. He's a plant. He's a World 3 plant.
No wonder he loves plants so fucking much.
Oh
He
my
is
God.
one.
Fucking hell.
Oh, wow, Ben
can't do is following. Thanks for the follow.
I agree.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that was pretty hype.
Well, here's the thing, FOMO. Before, when you didn't know, you told me if it involved Scilabs,
It was gonna be yeah. I am
He
very
literally
glad.
just admitted to rewriting what's memory.
Yeah.
he didn't even
I'm
have
just
to
sitting
touch
here
you.
like, I am very glad I don't have to use this information at all. I can continue with my life after watching this scene.
And then
But I
and
very
then we-
specifically gone.
here's what happened.
I'm just.
So, like, one invader, like, kill Abel, right? Then Cheddar comes in going, lol, JK, use your memories back. Oh my god, he was a father figure to me.
A Dodge put, no wonder he has an absurd hacking program no kid could get. A kid did not get it.
Get it.
So yeah.
Baby Kane's just like, I don't know what's going on, but I can hack everything.
It means
I get whatever I want.
It means
I
I
want
can-
a free soda. Shutter gets it.
I will
No,
never
Big
get in
Kane's
trouble
like,
ever
look at
again.
Shutter, get me that Reese's.
As Baby Kane's like, Alan, you make stuff, right? Well, look at what I made. What's that receipt beside him? Shut up!
I realized I've been talking for like the past 5 minutes, and I've been on push to talk.
Aw.
Listen here, you guys.
Yeah.
If that got out, that'd be like. I think that's exactly why that's hype. Because if that information actually got out, that'd be some spicy shit, man.
Yeah, I actually, Squeaky and I talked about it. Like, when we couldn't talk about it, we talked about it, you see?
Yeah, it's like I couldn't tell her anything. I was just like, I don't know how to tell you. Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
you'd
it's
try
like-
to say things and I'd be like, shh, 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 shh.
It was like, if this information gets out, I don't know how Watt would feel about Yome, because it's like, you had this information, yes, and you didn't say it immediately, yes. Why? It's just like, why did you?
I made a pinky promise.
I made a pinky.
Fine,
That
why
is
do you
lots
turn
like-
from the party?
Don't worry,
You
yo.
have a sea of dick you can choose from, and pussy!
As Watt's like, don't worry, Yome, I understand. You do? Yeah. And I have a mother figure that abandoned me. It's okay.
What? What?
What?
Alright,
No,
What?
No, Vader.
alright, it just took a weird angle.
Weird angle, not sure how I feel about it. I'm sure old as
By that time, Yome's gonna be a mother figure to Watt. Watt doesn't have a mother figure yet, and I don't think
Why are you so obsessed with mother and father figures, Will?
I want
That's
Watt.
logic.
Robots!
I want
God.
to have parental issues like everyone else.
Why can't just the kids have parent issues? Or you're gonna drag us with you?
Why does
to
everyone
your
have to
weird-
have mommy and daddy issues?
Why can't we all just get along?
But yeah.
Who needs those when you can just have family issues, man?
Shutter isn't even actually Shutter. He took a.
Yeah,
This is
he's
someone
just-
else who took over Shutter and was like, I guess I'm Shutter now.
It's just fucking taking a
Fine,
fucking
Shutter,
tree
I'm not
load, bro.
actually cross either.
So it's like even more existential
It
issue.
works.
I'm not even actually who I'm saying I am.
I mean, with Gross, it was more like, I guess I was not me all this whole time.
It's
Like,
fine,
Cross
your
was, like,
Paradox
genuinely
isn't even
confused.
Paradox. Nobody's who they say they are.
No,
Shutter.
Paradox is
What
Paradox,
about-
but he has
What about
two
Yome?
kids inside
Squidward,
of him.
I'm Squidward.
You know what would have been more hype than this?
Mm.
What?
What?
It's if after all that, Yome's like, I still believe in you.
I mean,
Will you still believe in me knowing that I'm already in a relationship? What? Come here, daddy. P. Vader comes in. Hey, bitch!
I mean,
I don't
she
know how
said
to
they're
feel
just
about
friends. She did say they're
Or
just
are they?
friends. And she doesn't know about Perfect Vader, so it's just like, who's this?
I don't know whose number is this. How did you get this number? Who are you?
How did you even get in here?
Target acquired.
How did you even get in here? The back door, remember?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Just wait a second. Hold on a minute.
I like the
Honestly,
implication
wait.
of that entire joke is that while they were talking, Shutter let him in.
Yep.
It was all perfectly planned.
My favorite reveal is just the fact that while you were first talking to Shutter, like the bad guys were just literally in the other room.
They were right there, but I got distracted.
Yeah.
If you would have tried to go in that room, he would have stopped you.
Yeah.
Just eating Doritos the whole fucking time.
Eating I can't find it.
And he didn't know that all they were basically doing back there was fucking sabotaging his backup data and taking whatever they could out of it, which they couldn't take much because they suck, but you know.
They all have to be incompetent or otherwise.
What's the name of the file? BigHackser.bat? I can't find it.
You sure you didn't rename it?
Why
all
can't
I
you give
have here is
Because Vader was touching this earlier and he had peanut butter on his hands.
How did you have peanut butter on your hands touching backup data?
Roll 3 finds the way, man. Roll 3 found
Yeah,
the way.
I think I know, like, again, I've like always talked about how like Shutter did nothing wrong, but at the same time it's like
Shutter did a line of things.
Oh, Shutter did very many things
he did
wrong.
several things wrong, but I still find it hilarious that it's just like
But yeah, hashtag Shutter did nothing wrong.
like Scilabs knew to some extent that Shutter had his cameras everywhere, and they were like, okay, whatever. They didn't know to what extent, it seemed. But the fact that it was still somewhat knowledge, not even just to Scilabs, but like to the general cast and some other people, Kane at least knew. And
Kane 100% knew.
Yeah, Kane knew. But when after this incident, nobody looked at Shutter and said, "How did they get in here?" Hey, Shutter, the one who knows everything about what happens in here and more. How did they get in?
You guys vouched for him.
Even then, it was like
You guys got you, and if you guys remember, the police were there, and you guys were the ones that said, "No,
He was at
this
school.
wasn't Shutter or anything. He was at school. It was these other guys, and he
Wait.
came in to help us."
Shutter, you have surveillance like everywhere, right?
I get that, but at the same time, it's still but this guy has surveillance everywhere. Can't we just check his cameras? Or something?
Yeah.
They didn't know that he had surveillance everywhere.
What
Well, not the police. But even
Scilabs didn't know how to what extent he had
Yeah.
everything everywhere.
Yeah, but
he's not supposed to be in charge of security for the actual network.
Yeah.
He just has cameras, and cameras aren't going to help you when it comes to network issues.
No, again, when
understand, okay? I finally understand the angle for Kane's redemption arc. Hear me out. Shutter's reveal just made it easier. Okay, so Kane knows about the surveillance thing, so he's probably like, "Hey Shutter, since I'm a tsundere, can you text Alan letting him know he's about to be pranked soon? Make sure he knows it's a prank. And we're going to record it, and we're going to go viral together, and I'm going to give him a bunch of the money we get from the viral videos. Just remember, tell Alan it's a prank." And Shutter didn't. So it's Shutter's fault that Alan got pranked by Kane and the group, and
Get
not
pranked,
know
yo.
it was a prank.
Get pranked by Kane and the boys.
But yeah, basically, Shutter's entire purpose is security cameras. And most of the actual stuff that happened was over the net. Security cameras would not really help out with that. They didn't know that Shutter was also keeping track of all of the people who are higher ups in Scilabs, all of the secret facilities in Scilabs for all the different companies that they have, including the stuff for Project Homunculus, have all of the keypad numbers and all the ability to hack into every one of their copy bots and their other Navis and rewrite their memories. They didn't know that, and they still don't know that. But whenever that's why whenever they punish Shutter, they told him to take down all of the cameras, not anything else.
They're just like, you have cameras, you don't get it anymore. Go to your
That's why
room.
they take down all the
Go to
cameras.
your
He's
room.
not doing his shit with permission.
They told me to stay in line. Ha.
Okay. So, Yome, I understand why Shutter's blind to his love to you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's because he's literally blind. Look at this.
Picture from Mars, picture from any bank surveillance.
He's literally like just a pixelated mess to him. If he can see your curse in all its glory, give him 360p.
He just fucking like squints at you, just like, what is that?
Just a lot of blue.
He just sees like a
What
blue. He can't even see the clothes that fucking Yome got for him.
He's like the...
Yeah, he was just like guessing when it came to the whole clothing store thing. He's just like, this.
No, that explains some of his bad choices.
I like that mesh of pixels. That one looks like Mario.
That's like that thing of like another thing is like all his cameras are the picture from Mars, but his actual eyes is that paranormal camera phone shit. Too dark, too shaky, can't make out anything. Just that's Shutter's eyes. That's why they have no light in them. You see, they're just dead.
Dodge is like, is that Yome or Blitzman? As Shutter is squinting.
Wait,
Yome
Yome.
doesn't seem
I caught
tall
a jiggle.
She's got a lot of
I caught a jiggle somewhere. It's Yome.
Shutter, don't you recognize me?
Blitzman is just pure physics.
Blitzman walking backwards.
Oh no, it's
Yeah, there's where
definitely
that jiggle
Blitzman.
came from.
It's definitely Blitzman.
Squeaky confirmed, Yome has no ass.
No, it's
She
just
had to be missing something,
it's
man.
just compared to Blitzman, she has no ass.
Listen, when Alan recreated her, some things were lost, alright? Some things were lost.
Alan's more of a boob man, I guess.
As Shutter goes to Alan one day, first of all, I'd like to say I am so glad your Navis are color coordinated. Made it so much easier for me.
But yeah, most of Scilabs and most of the police wouldn't have no real reason to suspect Shutter after you guys vouched that he was at the the school and that Kane wasn't the one who hacked in or stole anything from you guys. They were punished because of other things that were brought up, especially the bullying and all the other stuff like that. But
it wasn't Shutter.
Because everything was covered up, Shutter wasn't found out about anything, and that's why he's like, nobody even asked me. Not you guys, not the police, not Scilabs.
I'm so glad I brought Sprite for this. I can finally drink down my screams.
What he didn't mention is that one person did ask him, but he didn't get a great answer.
Lies.
Here's the big thing: you can ask Shutter something. That doesn't mean he has to tell you the truth.
I mean,
Look at all of our engagements with him.
I mean, when they asked Shutter, where it was like, "Do you know about the thing?" He was like, "Haven't got a clue."
Every single time, it's like, "Hey Shutter, where's XYZ? I don't know. Never. I've never seen anything. Have you seen my eyes?"
You saw how kind of crazed Kane was in the days following the incident. You know he fucking asked. He's like, Shutter, what happened? How did they get here? And he's like, I don't know.
It's like you have cameras everywhere. And Kane's like,
yeah, but I wasn't checking them, Kane.
Basically, he's just like, I was with you, Kane. I don't know.
I was looking at this plank. You don't want to look at this plank?
Just because I have an all-seeing eye doesn't mean I'm seeing through it all the time.
While I'm on stream, I'd just like to say, liking Kane is a valid opinion. I'll fight you, Han.
Just because I have an all-seeing eye doesn't mean I don't blink.
Wait, FOMO!
Huh?
In Tamagotchi Life, didn't Shutter get you the pixelated game all the time?
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
He's passively aggressively telling you I have eye problems.
He also gave you a security camera in one of his dreams.
Yeah, he did.
Tomodachi Life just knows.
Tomodachi Life was telling me spoilers from Beyond the Grave. So yeah, Squeaky.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
What a secret you're keeping.
You're overhyping it. You're overhyping it.
Yeah, I really don't get how any of that is overhyping.
As Tico's like, told you this wasn't hype, FOMO. That's scary. God, motherfucker.
Look, All I'm saying is this stuff coming after the reveal that Cross literally basically tried and potentially succeeded on murdering a lot of patients. The reveals are kind of on another level.
But those are two different kinds of things. That
Yeah.
was disturbing. That was like, that's fucked up. Here it's just like, why didn't we fucking ask?
Freaking cross-playing
I mean, if
euthanasia
even-
like it's whack-a-mole.
So
That's
here's
fine.
why you guys didn't ask.
Uh-huh.
Squeaky didn't ask because she's squeaky and she thirsts as fuck for Shudder in every moment.
That's not nice.
Will didn't ask because back then Will was having some sleepy issues. Jake didn't ask because Jake didn't exist during those episodes, and you guys didn't ask because you guys were not even a twinkle in the eye whenever you guys were coming
Why
into
are
that
my
game.
bosses so
So
bad
I'm,
at their
I'm
job?
hearing that it's my
Yeah.
fault.
He's making the statistics in his brain.
I mean, I've given you no reason to trust Shudder, and you trust him implicitly.
And completely. Not
Yeah.
The
only
right
like
thing to
implicitly,
do.
but completely.
The
Dude's
only reason you have to trust Shudder is that he hasn't
Done anything.
technically done anything to you. Technically,
Well, here's the thing.
even though he did.
I've said earlier where it's just like every time Yome went to go see Shudder, I was like, is this it? Is this the day I get fucked? Is this the day I get fucked? Because it's and it was like she was playing with fire, but then nothing would happen. So she was like, then it's fine.
Also, congratulations, Tico. You now know what it's like to have a teenage daughter.
Unless he wants to do it, or Kane tells him to, and he's like, sure, I guess. He's not gonna do anything. How was I supposed to know that he was told to do this shit and wanted control of? I thought he was just really nosy, but I mean, he wasn't doing anything. Like,
I love around the time that you were getting really big into the Shudder stuff.
Mhm.
Like, you had already known that he has completely rewritten and basically destroyed one of his friend's Navis.
Whoops.
And then rewrote you.
Just like 1-2, just like this, just like.
That's just.
Yeah, but Shudder's the dangerous ship.
I
It's
think that
enticing.
I don't think that Will's the only colorblind one. So there's all the fucking red flags everywhere.
Again, Yome, I didn't, never at any point did Yome ever claim to be smart.
But yeah, that's why
Actually,
whenever
found the
it
exact
came to
opposite.
that's why whenever it came to this reveal, I was like, he's been sitting on this for so long, and he would have told you, but the one time you got close to him telling you, that's when you decide to back off.
That's
The
funny.
one time you fucking back off was whenever it's like, oh, this is when you can get all the information. Nah. Bye.
Look. It's only hot when they're dark and mysterious.
Listen, Yome ain't here for the truth. Yome's here for dick.
This is why I love Yome. Like, it's whenever
sure?
you look at this kind of thing, yeah, whenever you look at this kind of thing from a game point, it makes 0 sense. From a player point, it makes 0 sense. From a optimal point, it makes 0 sense.
From a Yome point, though.
From a daytime television drama point, it makes perfect sense.
For Christ's sake.
What?
All I'm saying is, in Passions, they should have knew that lady was a witch from like the first time she showed up.
What
But
the
they
fuck does
didn't
that even
because it's a
mean?
television because it's a daytime TV drama. That lady is a fucking witch, and they should have knew immediately.
So
Shudder's a fucking bad man, and we all should have knew immediately. But we needed the drama.
Tell us how you really feel.
So what you're saying is Navi is just a daytime television.
We've been
No,
saying
we've been
that for
saying
years.
that for.
I mean,
For
yeah, that's
No, you guys are saying it's like freaking specific television dramas. I'm saying it's all of them.
At the same time.
I'm
all
saying
of them
every
at once.
single television drama has that thing where they have the shocked look on their face, then it cuts to commercial, and then the scene changes, and no one ever talks about the scene anymore. And it's like that scene didn't even happen. It's like, oh wait, it's like 3 episodes later, they're like, we need to talk about that scene that happened 3 episodes ago, which was like 3 or 4 fucking weeks in this actual timing thing. Oh yeah, why didn't we finish our conversation and just stare off into like the camera and then walk away immediately? I don't know why we did that.
Jin says my machinations lay undetected.
My machinations lay undetected
And
for
Dodge,
years.
and Dodge says, what even is object permanence? Again, it's like I don't know like how to properly justify like Yome's logistics. I know this.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Because again, even though we make fun that it's because of like, you know, television like TV drama shit, even if you just make fun of it like that, it's mistakes like that that makes things more real. It's pushing things out, like extending these kind of problems that make them real. When have you ever solved a problem in a day? Never. Like a big problem, a big ass fucking problem that is something that is affecting you and multiple other people around you, you don't fix that immediately. And usually in games, especially role plays, like things get solved very quickly, either by, you know, people finding out the puzzle, or I hit it really hard until the problem is solved. But in situations like these, where something is relatively obvious that something's going to continue, but you want to keep like points with that person, you want to keep the drama from going too far out of the way, you want to make sure you get as much like out of that person as you can, as far as like your own like fulfillment in role play or any other sort of like background stuff you have. Letting that steep for at this point like what 5-6 in-game days, like that's real. Even if it is real by television drama standards, it is still somewhat real. And that gave a chance for Shudder to stew on those, as well as have an even bigger thing happen directly after, where he murdered most of you.
Yeah, that wasn't very fun.
Five existential crises Five existential crises and a nice half date later.
Like
it's basically that. Like, if the problem was solved immediately, then Shudder wouldn't have been as interesting of a character. Now that all of his stuff is out there, there's not really a lot left except for his interactions with other beings that are similar to him, or other beings that are connected to him, such as the people who set him up there or the people who actually did the hacking. They're still out there, so there can be still some stuff there, but Shudder in himself is done until those things happen. He doesn't have anything else that he can say. Whereas you compare him to someone like Quakeman, who you guys found out basically everything about in that one like kind of little arc. How influential has Quakeman been since that happened?
Miss Garnet won't talk to me, yo man.
Not at all. Exactly. Because he doesn't have anything to give now except for want to mix records and get my powers?
I mean,
that's all we got.
Want to solve my potential romance arc with Alan's mom? I'm down for that.
But again, there are still a couple of things with Quakeman as well, if you guys decide to go down those routes and yada yada yada. Most of the stuff that I write for these games, I write kind of the starts of just in cases, and if those just in cases happen, I kind of bullshit until I can write again. For example, like with Quakeman, one of the big things that you guys could do, which I really doubt anybody is going to do, is again follow up on the whole Quakeman Miss Garnet situation, which I have a small little kind of mini arc thing planned.
Hey, Quakeman.
Oh, you know Yome's down for that. She's been like, so how's it going with Miss Garnet? She's so
At the same time, that doesn't have to be done because if it's left alone, it will resolve itself.
Yeah.
Hey, man, yeah, want to go on a boat with us? Hell, wait a minute.
Mom,
it'll get resolved itself if too much time has passed over. And yeah, that means that rewards from that little path wouldn't be available, but that also means that because it can resolve itself, we can move on to just focusing on the Alan's mom thing with like her little project thing she has, or we can focus on other characters, or we can go back to Shutter 24/7. Like it can just
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I already know 3 people who don't mind that. One of them's me.
Three of them are you.
No.
All 3 of them are you.
How could you say that about Netic and FOMO?
Oh yeah, excuse me.
I could be speaking, but not very well.
Like I said, all 3 of them are you.
You know, I could try.
You got me. Netic and FOMO are just extensions of myself. They're just fucking
I'm actually a long con.
They're just bot accounts. I'm just really good at what I do.
When I got here in
You're just
DARP,
a
I was
fantastic
actually a bot
ventriloquist.
account by Squeaky.
Some things that are really crazy that I didn't think would ever really go anywhere after they were ditched. Because you guys have ditched things in this game.
Oh yeah, we have.
Super hard.
Yeah, we have.
You guys almost got to the arc you guys are currently on. You guys almost got to that 2 times before you finally did. The first time was whenever you guys spent time talking with Nell, like a lot in the beginning of the game, like a lot, like a whole fucking lot, and then immediately just ditched her once you got her home address.
Yeah.
And you almost also continued it by talking with Nathan a decent bit and worrying about him as like an antagonist character, and Vader going specifically to him and like giving him a threaten and all kind of stuff. You almost kept going with that until you stopped.
We put pins on things, okay?
Yeah. That's the way you work here. You have to put
we just
pins on
put a
things.
pin on it, and I had
waited 30 episodes.
And I had to carry the game, Deco.
Yeah, and you stayed on the show 24.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna carry what I want to fucking carry.
If I want to carry this little twink man, I can carry this little twink man.
I want to carry the green sad mocha man. Okay.
I wish I put pins on things. The truth is, I just forget a lot.
I get it, Will. And besides, back then as well, you were having some med issues and stuff like that. So I get that.
It's okay. I got a whole game to myself with Shutter. It was worth it.
It was fantastic.
Real life goals.
Yeah. But that's.
And now we're getting to jump back on a bunch of other things, which is one reason why I like having more characters involved. Like that's one thing that I'm really loving about having Paradox and What is the fact that Paradox and What have different motivations than you guys. They show up and they're completely different characters. What is then completely devoted to learning about Scilab stuff and being around Scilab stuff and yada yada, and is able to potentially talk to Kane, whereas other people didn't want to do that at first, and talk to other programs that are there, which there is one other major program that's there that we haven't really talked to a lot, and that's of course Melon, that I will say technically What has seen. So
technically
What doesn't know this, but
What doesn't know anything.
FOMO themselves doesn't have any information on Melon, but once Melon shows up, FOMO will get information on Melon because FOMO worked there for a long time. And then there's Paradox.
You wouldn't care.
Then there's Paradox doing me a surprise and chatting up Flick and getting into some Flick stuff. One thing that really got me was last game, because I was about to have something happen in Flick's place, and I'm like, "Are you staying or are you going, Paradox?" And he's like, "I'm going."
Why would I stay?
That's true. Why would you?
That's that thing where we just ditch. Hit it and quit it.
It's like, why would you?
Hit it and quit it.
All I can
You guys
say
all have
is
commitment issues.
somehow an operative from World 3 got into a position where they could use basically a global icon to perform some cyber terrorism at a major mall network, and we're all thinking that was somehow the entire plan and ability of a teenage girl. And definitely had nothing to do with anybody who may have been in charge of her merch line or herself at all. So
Is that why they have her locked in a fucking house full of herself?
who knows, man?
To be fair, Paradox was also the one that was asking the most questions about Nathan, and he wasn't there for the Nell talk.
No, to be fair, Paradox is the one that's actually looking into this, which is great. Like, even though he misses out on something, he doesn't miss out on everything. Whereas he didn't stay with the Flick stuff, that means he got to immediately go back to you guys and learn about the other stuff. There is a somewhat give and take there. Whereas if that wouldn't have happened, then Paradox would have had to wait until later, and who knows what you guys could have done in that little bit of time. You didn't do anything, but you fucking could have, and then Paradox wouldn't have been able to help you.
You goddamn animals are constantly doing things.
Who the fuck knows what you guys are gonna do? I thought this was all gonna be skipped over.
You just show up to every session like, alright, what are these goddamn animals going to do today?
What's fucking Lemming's gonna do now?
I was like, the first 4 days of this week, yeah, we can just skip over them. And that's already almost Thursday. And I'm like, we didn't skip a single fucking day, did we?
Nope.
We didn't skip a goddamn thing.
At least we're all having fun.
And then
exactly, and that's all that matters.
I said we were gonna skip several days, and then we played through all of them like a liar.
This is just a pitch perfect squeaky. Huh? We shouldn't spend all the money. We were like, we're not gonna spend all the money.
You're not gonna let me live that down, and I love it.
She was the one who didn't want to, who was like, made sure everybody's like, all right, guys, we shouldn't spend everything.
By the way, I want mastered hacking and like 8 compressors.
By the way, I want everything.
I only can't afford to eat anymore.
Later, Phantom.
Later, Phantom.
We'll see you in 3 hours.
Later, Phantom. What's in 3 hours?
Net Navi?
Wait, listen.
There's a reason I wanted to do this on Sunday.
I totally didn't forget.
How did we get here? And you're like, wait, why am I being called on this random day?
Listen.
Yesterday we told you. We told you yesterday, the next day.
Yesterday you asked me if yesterday was Net Navi.
Literally, earlier today, Zero Master had retweeted a thing from a thing that's like confessions that would get your Megaman card revoked.
Yeah.
And I made a response to it, just going, I make a living off streamed role plays with my most popular one being Megaman at the moment, and I've not played 90% of the games. 0 of the games I've played have been from the X series, yet I've been the voice of X in a fan dub. I'm pretty sure if I told anyone that in a serious capacity, that I haven't played the most popular series of the franchise, I haven't played most of the side games of them, and I barely played any of the originals, that I would probably be stoned to death for doing a Mega Man roleplay and actually making money off of it. So I appreciate the fact that we can derive most of our stuff through character interaction.
You're just like, I'm glad this worked out.
Sometimes it just works.
Sometimes it just works.
So is terrorism like a normal thing in the Net Navi, like the battle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yep.
I just thought they were just doing it like an.
It's worse than the battle.
100%. Every other fucking day, Lan and Mega Man have to deal with terrorism.
Isn't like the very first.
I will say that's the one series I've played like religiously. I'm being as close to the original material as possible. It happens literally every other day.
Why are there so many terrorists?
We're so close to the original material, we have sex bots.
That's true.
Why are there so much cyber terrorism being solved by fucking children?
Yeah, there's sex bots.
Jake, there are people who talk in the series And it's just like you find those random people in Pokemon, like those random trainers that are like, that are like, a horsey took off my swimsuit and stuff like that or whatever. Like there are things in the Mega Man series, in the Battle Network games, where literally people are like, oh my god, she's so hot. Like looking at like a picture of a Navi on like a screen. I'm just like, they're gonna go home and fap to this.
Think that was impressive. I used to be a black belt, says the beauty.
Fucking. That's pretty funny. I like
the
that.
anime episode where it's like I married my Tentacruel. Or something like that. It was like Tentacool or Tentacruel. It was like a news article or something.
Yep.
And then it just goes back to that meme where it has that girl that's like poking at a tentacle, like, come on, do hentai stuff.
it's that thing of you can also easily look at Pokemon out of context. Just look at the Pokemon out of context Pokemon Twitter, and there you go.
There are things in the games that tell people that in the past it was completely fine for people to marry their Pokemon.
Yeah.
Wait, what was my headset cut out? What
that
happened?
was in games.
People could, yeah, in
Really?
game. Yeah,
that is
in Gen 4.
Background knowledge you can get from the games.
In Gen 4, yeah, people married their Pokemon, and it heavily insinuated that Pokemon and people were not that different until stuff.
Yeah, and DX added some context to it.
So I'm gonna go and plow my Gardevoir, is all I'm saying.
I like how it's American.
Or my Lopunny, or my Bulbasaur. I'm kidding.
I still think out of all of like the little fun Battle Network facts that you've told me, Deco, the funniest one that I still think is the one where when they turn 18, they have to start paying for their Navis.
That is technically something that is in the series, but I don't think it's enforced.
I think that's just funny.
I wonder how enforced it is, because literally they allude to the fact that you kids don't even have to pay for this stuff when talking about the PETs and talking about like the tickets on the trains, because Lan can just go wherever the fuck he wants in anywhere in ACDC and be fine with it.
I think that's just to explain the game mechanic as to why he's able to, or just to like, again, the whole kids are special thing.
I mean,
but like,
the train thing, I'd get that.
When you have like a student license for certain shit, like a lot of things can get waived for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Back
just
in
the
New
thought,
York,
just the thought that like the PETs
students
have
actually ride the train
a
for free, pretty much.
just the thought that a PET has like a price is like sitting there like, yeah, I mean, we have to pay for our phones, so I don't see why you wouldn't have to pay for your PET, I guess.
It's pretty much just like a super
It's
duper
actually
phone.
better than right now, because people below 18 don't have to pay for their PET.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we still have to pay for phones.
PET, because PETs are just really fucking weird. It's like they're laptops, but they're phones, but they fucking do everything.
They're a very advanced.
basically-
They're smart. They're a very advanced PDA smartphone.
Basically, they're basically just very advanced PDAs. And it's just strange. And I took it a step further with the fact that most people only have the one Navi. Alan's gonna be happy that he's gonna get a high-paying job in the future,
because he's gonna be paying for fucking 5 of them.
I'm gonna say that there is probably a fee for having more than one Navi. So
why would there be a fee for that?
Because we don't see anyone other than Mr. Famous have more than one Navi.
But he literally made us himself out of bullshit.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is Mr. Famous.
That's like saying I built my own fucking fucking typing program.
Well,
now
if you build your own phone, then you still have to pay for the. If you build your own phone,
You're
you
still
have to pay
paying
for
the services. Yeah.
Yeah, but a Navi isn't a service if you make it yourself.
But the
if you
things
build your own computer, you have to pay for the internet.
It's that. It's that thing of, like.
But you're saying they're paying for the Navi.
The one that has to have access to the net. Yes.
Yeah, if you want your Navi to have
Instead of
access to
paying
the
for
net
the
and do
actual
stuff,
net,
yeah.
you pay for the thing that goes into the net.
Yeah, it's like think of it more as an iPhone, because Siri is an AI that's in an iPhone, and it's just like, and you can tell Siri to do stuff.
I more think that the PET payment that they have to do in my world is more a net Navi payment. Like instead of Alan having to pay for his PET when he gets older, basically he has to pay for
Per
the
Navi.
PET, quote unquote, the Navi. because the PET is something that connects directly to the Navi, heals the Navi, backs up the Navi, everything with the Navi. So to have that kind of a thing for a Navi, I'm just going to assume it's the Navi instead of the PET.
Now here's the other thing though that makes
That
me
way
curious.
he can build his own PET and do. That way he can build his own PET and do everything with the PET, and in the future nobody has to pay for freaking internet, so there's no fees there, but you have to pay for the things that actually do stuff. And you basically think of it like almost like I don't want to say this because it's not amazingly one-to-one, but think of it like going to like a really like high-end place of living and having to pay a pet tax, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have to pay like a certain amount more per month
deposit.
because of different sorts of things that could happen to and for your Navis. So that's why most people just stick to having the one Navi.
Or they'll work at a place where one is provided for them, like Scilabs.
Yeah. And like what you were just saying, Netic, like the ones that are like provided for them for certain benefits maybe would have different fees associated or no fee associated. For example, John's like being there for literal like therapy or emotional support could be seen as like a need more than a want. So maybe she'd either have things lessened on her, or she would have it for free, or maybe it's just certain things with it. Who would know? I don't know the entire political system of my game. I make up this shit as I go, but it sounds good to me.
You're just driving, like
I do hear.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have to worry about this until Alan gets 18.
Yeah. And that's
So
never
even
going
though
to
I'm
happen.
saying that Alan has to pay for all 5 of his Navis, I don't have to give reasons.
Here's the thing.
Never gonna fucking happen.
And there's probably a reason to there's probably like just like at the end it's still 3 Navis. But don't Yome, Bug Vader, and Cross all share the same serial number because they were still made out of the one generic Navi that Alan had?
They are all considered the same Navi, but at the same time, who knows how can I say this without giving away too much with that? Because at first that was going to be a big deal until you got 5 people.
Yeah.
So this is something that isn't going to affect you guys anymore because again, I've had to rewrite this fucking game several times. But originally, when it came to the police, if one of you guys were punished for anything, all of you guys were going to be punished for it.
Yeah. Because I remember
which was because you guys are all technically the same Navi. And Alan, if people were to find out that you guys all had the same serial number, that is something that could be abused, and Alan could get in trouble for something like that. I've since written that out because we have literally a Navi given to Alan by the police.
Yeah, because I remember it was brought up somewhat when Blart, the mall cop like scanned Yome, and it was like, oh, you have this serial number, but it belongs to a different Navi and things like that.
That's the problem. It's like when it was like this belongs to a different Navi, you could literally just do anything and blame it on that Navi. This is what villains fucking do. But like, you know, again, if it got to a point where you guys, let's say, did what Cross did, more than the time that she did it, and assaulted somebody more times, even if they did deserve it, then you guys having that assault thing on you would have counted for all 3 of you, and would have gotten Alan into trouble, and would have caused you guys to have to get updated, which would have been bad because certain things you guys are learning now, but I can't go too much into detail about.
There's a reason our updates are a process, you see.
Not that. More the fact that you guys are starting to learn more about the police. Let's not worry about it though.
They're blatantly corrupt and incompetent.
Don't worry about the police until we get there.
Yeah, I'm noticing the incompetence. Or after I exploded, I wonder.
Come on, the police commissioner is a hot MILF in your area.
Yeah.
She is.
She is.
Yeah, but none of us are in the age group to care about that.
You're right.
Or real people.
You guys could care about it. Paradox might want to care.
Yeah, Paradox.
That very first thing.
Just imagine Paradox fucking strolling in. So, I heard you're easy.
You're fired. What?
Man, that was easy.
Man, prove him right. I'm keeping my warrant.
No, she's like, you're fired, and you're like, oh wow, I guess I'm punished for that. It's like, no, I just can't have relations with an employee. I'm kidding.
Wow! 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 Wow!
Bangs into him awkwardly because he's a fucking robot.
It's actually funny too because the police, the head of the police right now, is actually a rework of a character that I had planned to have in my original NetNavi game. And I can tell you about her because she's different than the current police chief in a lot of ways. The current, like in fact, and you'll see. But the original character was the principal.
I thought so.
That's why if you look at her Navi, the original Navi that she had in my first NetNavi game was literally a knight called Nightman. But because I'm doing the stream games, I don't want to redo characters from the actual series, and there is a Nightman there. So she ends up getting Brightman, who turns into Rightman.
Who will then eventually become the Nightman. Oh,
Master.
But she the character was very much ingrained with Aegis, which was the original owner of Paradox, which in the old thing was just Paradox, and this thing it was the two other Navis. But whenever I remade Aegis and remade this character, I kept that connection there. While they are still two very different characters, the building blocks are the same. Big knight-looking Navi with shield, a connection to Aegis, yada yada yada.
Gets yeeted. Gets fucking hacked like right away.
They're very different as far as their role in the series, but most everything else about them is the same, including the fact that they would have had a kid.
Oh, my kid got shot? Yeah, sounds about right.
God, is it? I don't know.
Yeah?
How do I arrest the police force?
How do I arrest the police?
I'm gonna solve the police corruption from the inside. Famous last words. Freaking. But now FOMO knows the truth and the blood pact is over.
Yeah.
Hurrah!
Never
You really should have just watched it right after.
You really should have. You tortured me for like 3 weeks.
Listen, it was your idea to fucking keep this a secret from the start, Deco.
I immediately regretted it. It was immediate. Because, again, I assumed you guys would just go back and watch it. Or something, like, and just lie to me. And then there's FOMO just like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I'm assuming that if you don't want us to know something, it's for a reason.
I literally said before I left that you guys would just probably go and watch it.
I just thought that's how you normally speak. You told me to die like like in normal conversation, and now it's my fault.
You don't understand. I kept explaining it to FOMO, like Deco said, like you guys could just go.
No, I'm not blaming them. I'm saying I immediately regretted doing it because I didn't expect them to listen to me.
It was just so funny. I was like, FOMO, no, it's okay, and she was like, Squeaky, Deco pulled you away to a completely different chat. I'm not supposed to know this.
Yeah.
If we were allowed to hear it, we would have been there, and I would have spent like 15 minutes harassing Anthony.
But yeah, if I could go back, I would not have taken you into another chat. I would have just done it.
It was still great though.
But it was still funny.
It was still an amazing time.
Much sadder than you. The only reason I didn't go look it up is because I had to go through the episode, and I'm like, I hate the sound of my own voice. If I hear myself, I'll immediately close it out and go, oh god, I sound disgusting for like a half hour.
Well, that's the best part. I was in another call, so you wouldn't have been there.
But I would have had to find the part.
Oh, I have the timestamp.
Well, Well, now we've learned.
Why'd you have the timestamp if you were in that blood pack, Nedic?
Dodge.
He was.
I got someone else to get it for me.
Yeah.
Now we know to not do that in the
Nedic was ready and like willing, and Dodge was like, I got it for you for when the blood pact eventually ends.
Mm-hmm.
It would have kept going if it didn't bother Squeaky so much.
Yeah, I was like, Nedic, how could you betray me?
I needed the timestamp so I could know where to stop.
I need someone to talk the Shutter about with.
Yeah.
That was basically the conversation, because I could have kept going forever. Like, once the first week was done,
Shutter at least once a day.
then she'll die.
Yeah, the timestamp.
And then we have to actually carry the game, and that's the hard part.
Me to ask.
Like, then you guys will have to do the recap, and I don't know if you guys can do my job.
I've several times asked you if you wanted to, and you said
I
no.
was totally fine to accommodate the recap for not spoiling you.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
But one of the reasons I also was like...
Sacrifice, as if she doesn't fucking love it.
Thank you for your quote-unquote sacrifice, I guess.
As if she doesn't already... As if she doesn't love it and fucking just want to hold it over everyone's head.
I do. I've been Stockholm syndromed into the recaps, you see.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hey, Jake.
I believe you.
Do you?
Believe you.
Do you?
Help me kill Titan.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Give me a minute.
But
you killed Titan?
God, what was I gonna say though?
Yeah, what do you want? Squeaky, you have unlimited access right now to talk about Shutter.
I was trying. Man, I was trying to.
And
remember.
your head is empty now. 3 weeks.
We're here, ready to talk.
I lost it. I was gonna say something and I lost it.
Oh my god. 3 weeks, Squeaky.
Given all the time.
Oh no! Now I remember. One of the reasons I also proposed this to FOMO was I was like, because we're possibly getting into the Aquarian stuff, and if these things get touched upon, you're not gonna know what they're talking about. And
I mean, I guess that was the point, wasn't it?
It was a thing of like it wasn't gonna be outright talked about again in length like it was in this scene, but it was probably gonna be touched upon a couple times where it's just like, wait, what do you mean he's not really Shutter? What are you talking about? What? Like,
Anyone really? It's like the fucking Alfarius card from Wrath and Glory. No one's anyone. Everyone's just someone else.
Honestly, it would have been really funny to go through that not knowing any of this.
Actually gonna tell me Bug actually doesn't want to take those credit card numbers.
It probably would have been funny, but it'd be that thing of either before or after. If that happened, I'd have to be like, okay, FOMO, we need to sit down and watch this. And I still would have made a stream out of it because I thought it would have been funny.
I mean, was it funny? You still have your...
It was
it
very
was great.
funny.
It was great. It was good shit. Quality content.
Quality
I can
content?
save this VOD in my archives.
In your Shutter archive, you
In my
see.
Shutter archive.
Where you keep all of the clips of Shutter.
I've been on stream.
Like, there's more Shutter art coming.
Oh, good.
Like, one more. Like, one more.
And then what?
Tune in for Shutter's face.
more if I get the
Whoever Shutter really is, his face reveal.
Wait, what?
I've been looking at what like Jester's been doing in the corner of my eye, and he's like watching like how to fillet every fish videos. So
every fish.
Why would you need to know how to fillet every single fish?
Maybe he wants to learn how to fillet. Maybe he wants to learn how to properly fillet fish. Me, on the other hand, I never want no one bringing no whole fish in my whole house ever to any. No, I can't look at fish. I hate fish. But I think I'm gonna wrap up this stream now.
Yeah, because we got the game later anyway.
We're gonna freaking isolate ourselves. I also have to finish the recent session so that I can properly not recap it. And
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, you're happy with your treat because I'm gonna revoke it right after this.
I'm very happy. Please do revoke it.
But remember, 6 feet apart. Oh yeah, the stream was almost 2 hours, and I thought it was gonna be a shorter one, but I also didn't remember that the scene itself was almost an hour. So like, it happens. I still find it funny where everybody else was like, was that scene almost an hour? Like, yeah, it was.
Yeah, we were all like, what do you mean?
I'm telling you, when the drama is good.
The drama's good.
When the drama's good.
wouldn't say the
Listen,
drama.
we didn't hear the drama. We were sitting in silence.
Yeah, you guys did. You guys sat in silence for an hour.
We
Meanwhile,
did not sit in silence.
We memed at each other for an hour.
yeah, but it's time
Time flies when you're a memeing fuck.
Yeah, there you go. You guys had fun. You guys didn't even know the
Was
passage
that
of.
scene really an hour?
It was about an hour. Yeah, it started
Damn.
2 hours and 25 minutes in and ended around 3 hours and 18 minutes in. Yeah, it was about it. It was a couple minutes shy of an hour.
Damn.
Yeah.
I still can't believe we're just sitting there.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, when
Just because you're saying yeah doesn't make it a thing that didn't happen.
Yeah. Good shit. Good shit. Good shit. I'm gonna call the stream now though. So I hope everybody else who is here will eventually tune in to the upcoming session, and if
They
not,
won't.
what do you mean they
We're all
won't?
gonna just quit. We're
They
we're
won't.
not gonna show up. No one.
Yeah, the
I mean,
people
I got
who
the
came
shutter
to
now.
stream have
I got the shutter.
obviously no interest in NetNavi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all came from the analysis tag you put on the closed captions.
They're actually just in love with statistics.
They're just like, closed captions.
I actually didn't put the closed
I'll
captions
show.
because I couldn't put captions on this. There was no like automatically detected captions.
I'll show up, but I'm also apparently just an extension of Squeaky, so I'd already be there.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, what was it you just said?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good.
Hold up.
We'll see everybody in 3 hours. How about? I'm gonna
No, then just like answer the question.
answer what question? Was it asked to me?
I was asking Nedic, like, what did you say?
He's an extension of me.
Ah,
Yeah.
She.
okay. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I keep slipping up. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I appreciate the effort.
Any parting words before I cut the stream, Jester?
Don't let him talk.
I don't think that even
And then he
picked
never
up.
talked
Probably
again.
didn't.
All right. Well, now you gonna say one more. You gonna say bye to everybody, Jester?
Hi.